Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. It's walk-off weekend. Did your team walk off or other? Let's talk some ball. Carl Ravitch, I love you. Grant Taylor.
Kenny Piper.
Foul ball.
No.
Foul ball. Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. It's presented by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. Fanatics Markets, available now on the app stores. I'm Jake Storielli. That's Trevor Plouffe. We're bringing it today. It's a little bit of F for F. Trev's got to road dog it in like an hour 15. I have a charity gala tonight, obviously. Dalt is back. I thought he retired. The mighty Quinn, kind of Wally Pipp situation. Rob Sirocco on the 1s, 2s, and 3s. Coach Trev, big weekend of ball. How are you?
I mean, I didn't think I was going to start the show up at talking crap about Quinn. Like you, Quinn, but you ain't no Dalton Feely.
Wow. Okay. Tough.
That's old school veteran stuff right there. Putting down the rookies.
Dog days. Yeah. That's how it used to be.
Just kidding. Love you, Quinn. Happy to have Dalton back. You're going to a charity event. That's why you got your ears lowered. So good for that.
Thank you.
You look nice. And yes, FRF Energy, it's 3 days away. The showdown between you and I.
Whoa.
Yeah. You never know. When we first see each other after a long layoff, we put the hand out, but then we always say, no handshakes here, Pop. Bring it in for the real thing.
Sometimes it ends up in the old Roman, grab each other's forearms, and then the bodies are close.
We've been doing a lot of thrones lately. I think that's what will happen, yeah.
A lot of thrones lately. I think I have a thrones kind of tie-in for my standout. It's because I
sent over the sound clip for Bobo to use.
It's a guy who's an incredible swordsman. So there's that and more. I think there's the most walk-offs in a weekend since blah, blah, blah. Dalton insert stat. And yeah, I don't know. It ended, the Little League World Series is going on, which is always just like a different version of baseball, and everything. The Carl Ravitch tribute it turned into last night. There's a lot going on. A little emotional on the couch. Let's see how it turns into this episode. Let's be great. Let's be great. It's Monday, which means it's American League Baseball, and it starts off with my New York Yankees, I guess. Because they take 2 out of 3 from the Toronto Blue Jays. Second time seeing them in about a week or so, and the Yankees win the bread games. Cam Schlittler continues to pursue the Cy Young, although Dylan Cease out-pitches him. No hit in the Yankees into the 7th as Toronto wins that second game. But the Yankees, they bust it open late. Hopefully Trent Grisham and Ben Rice can get back on track as the Yanks sneaky playing winning ball since right before the deadline. Second best record in the AL since July 9th. Sick, dude. Mariners take 2 out of 3 from the Chicago Cubs. And can I say something? Electric crowd in Seattle. And part of it was because Randy Arozarena, might be the swordsman I'm talking about later, just went out and had one of those games. Walk-off homer, home run robbery. How's your leadoff homer in the final game? Doesn't matter because the Cubs scored 19. But Seattle wins the set. They take 2 out of 3. Cade Anderson is here, people. Trev will give you the full scouting report. The Orioles, they take 2 out of 3 from the Tampa Bay Rays because Pete Alonso is here. Basically a bigger Kenny Piper grinding for Tampa. And there's walk-off Dylan. Dams up the creek again. Dylan Beavers can't stop hitting walk-offs. Tampa salvages this set behind they knock out Shane Baz. Nick Martinez back at it. The Mets and the White Sox, how are you? The walk-off heard round the world on baseball internet because a girl's purse exploded. She got the contents back. We're happy about that. And then there's Tristan Peters, the sneaky banana. He walks it off in that final game. Luis Robert, revenge game in the middle, stopped the Mets from getting swept by the White Sox. The Rangers, they take 2 out of 3 from the Halos. Man, my guy Ryan Johnson dropping it in that second game. But otherwise, it's Tejas outside of that. We got a walk-off on a throwing error in the first game. Sounds about right. Cal Quantrill's been shoving? Why not? Why not us, Texas? Figure it out. The Boston Red Sox, kid, they sweep the San Francisco Giants. It was Rafael Devers' return. And he kind of balled out in that first game, but not as much as Willie Abreu and Sonny Gray with his AL leading 16th win. They win a couple one-run games after that. Tarps are off. Another electric crowd around MLB this weekend. Sox get this sweep. The Royals are the hottest team in baseball. There's no way, right? No, they can't, right? I don't know. If Carter Jensen keeps hitting bombs like that, Michael Wacha keeps shoving. 18 runs in that final game. Feels too little too late. Salvi stealing bases? Why not? Why not have fun? And the final American League Series, the A's. They drop the first game as Houston shuts them out and wins 4-0. But then they come back in the final two games to win by 1 in both of them, including Houston up 6-0 and losing that final home game. And does it cost Dana Brown his job? I don't know how that works, but I know he's out. Mutual, yeah, I bet, pal. A's take the set. That's what happened in the American League.
Can't wait for your Kate Anderson comp. Great job. My friend, I have the standings if you'd like them.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They're still a mess, Jake. Every time we come on this show, I'm like, all right, it's another week, and let's see if these things have sorted themselves out. We can kind of get a clear picture. Not in the AL, not this year. The Tampa Bay Rays are 77-53. They're 3 games up on the Yanks. Yanks are coming for the East. 74-56 for the Bronx Bombers. The Boston Red Sox, 71-59. Toronto, 64-68. And Baltimore, 63-68. In the Central, White Sox still winning series. Yeah, Tristan Peters, kind of a guy.
Yeah, all-star.
Yeah, 68-62 for them. They're 3.5 games up on the Guardians, who we haven't got to yet. Had a nice weekend of baseball. 65-66 for them. My Twins, we also have not gotten to them. Not a nice weekend of baseball. 63-68 for them. They're 5.5 back in the division. Detroit, 61-69. Kansas City, a little too late, in my opinion. Jake, 58-74 for them. And then, as you mentioned, out west is crazy with Houston and Texas tied at the top, 65-66. They're in first place. Just fired their GM. I don't know. Did you say something mean on Instagram? Maybe.
No.
I'm talking about Dana Brown. I don't know. Okay. Maybe he commented something. That's speculation. I'm just joking. Didn't land that one. It's okay.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know. 65-66 for both Houston and Texas. Seattle 3 games back, 62-69. This is a crazy division. 13 games back are the Angels, 52-79, and the Athletics, where I will be calling the game tonight, 51-80. In the wild card, your Yanks on top, Boston in second. And then we got to figure out who's going to win the West, because they'd be tied with the Cleveland Guardians for that third and final spot. So right now, Houston, Texas, tied for the AL West. The person that's not there would be tied with Cleveland. It's a mess. Toronto 1.5 games back. Minnesota 2. Baltimore 2. Seattle 3. Detroit 3.5. And those are the standings in the American League. Sorry about that joke.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in post, maybe. Comment below if you
People
get it.
bomb sometimes.
You got to try your new stuff.
I'm just wondering, you're in first place in your division, you get fired. I mean, I don't know.
It is weird. No, it is weird. It's like, okay, so even if Houston wins the West, does he not want credit for that? Or I know, is Jim Crane still the owner? I know as baseball owners go, he can get a little hot to trot. So a mutual parting of ways is rarely a mutual parting of ways. Put that on a T-shirt.
Power is power.
Oh, my God.
Randy Arozarena. One of our most fun videos ever. Be sure to check out the latest warehouse challenge. Norp, Joe's, Jack, and Zoe attempt to find the imposter of 6 players claiming to be a pro. Let's do the American League then.
You think is that what Jim Crane said to Dana Brown?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I guess Yanks-Jays, as the Jays are competing for the playoffs, and my Yanks are continuing to go. Yanks, after Blue Jays took 2 out of 3 from them at home. Yanks take 2 out of 3 from them. I guess the developing thing in Yankees land, one, Ryan Weathers, who had been so good for them, he leaves the game with a forearm thing. With the Yankees pitching depth, it was looking like he was going to be a bullpen weapon for them, so that's kind of part of the fodder there. And then, the first couple games had a little nerves because the Yankees' offense didn't go, and there was some sloppy defense that, again, Yankee fans still shudder when that happens. In that final game, the offense goes again. Their offense, again, these Yankees have somehow been winning games. They're the second best team in the AL going back to early July without any hitting. And yes, you lose Judge, and Stanton is also looking like he's out for the season now, which that wasn't official. But they've had pretty much everybody slumping. A couple of the bats have woken up recently that hopefully, if the bats can join the party, man, the Yankees do have hope to chase down the Rays for that first spot in the AL.
They do. I mean, and I like Toronto as well. I mean, their offense has been a little bit better as lately they get Vladdy back. But as far as the Yankees go, you got the news about Stanton. Shocked, kind of not shocked, right? Like or were you really expecting him to come back? I guess you were, right?
Yeah, no, the most recent update before that was essentially that he was ready and they were waiting for September call-ups just to not do roster crunch stuff. And then it happens again. So, the guy's lower body injuries, if you go through the years, are insane. And, it's just a general bad feeling because, like, I don't if you're someone that's like, well, he still gets paid a lot of money. You know what Giancarlo Stanton wants to do? Be healthy and play baseball, and he hasn't been able to do that a lot.
There was just a quick Giancarlo Stanton note in case you're hating on him. There was a local sports writer here named Eric Sondheimer. He's done 50 years on the local high school scene. So he just did this big article, his favorite 50 stories he ever did. And one was about Giancarlo Stanton. And he said, it's the best athlete he's ever seen come out of LA, all CIF in basketball, football, baseball, massive human. The guy's an absolute freak. He wants to be playing ball. That's what he knows.
Yeah. Louis Varland, 29 save and 30 chances. He's a Dylan Cease and Cam Schlittler. You got to see both AL Cy Young candidates in this series. We'll see the next step. George Lombard, after being a defensive wizard of the week, he had a couple blips this week, which will happen with a lot of young shortstops.
I watched some of that, and I actually listened to your and Jimmy's take on it. I think Jimmy was pretty spot on. Like, he's got the arm to play shortstop. It looks like he has the range and the athleticism to do it. You're going to go through some defensive lulls. I mean, if it continues, obviously it's a problem. But looking at him play, he looks like he's going to be fine defensively as shortstop.
Let's see. Interesting week for Toronto, off day, and then they've got the hottest team in the AL, Kansas City. And then after that, it's Seattle and Cleveland, who we're playing for playoff spots. So, again, this is the AL mid or the AL mild card or whatever you want to call it. It has led to a ton of fan bases still being engaged, and it's going to lead to a lot of games that matter down the stretch, which I know if you just look at the standings part of it, it's not fun. But what it is doing, and hey, this isn't me being a shill for the league, as I'm always accused of. But, dude, the crowds were awesome this weekend. I don't know if it was a players' weekend thing. I know I would say there's once a month or something I normally see it, and I'm like, I just notice it. This weekend around the league, and I think the next two we're jumping to, Seattle's crowds were electric this weekend, same with Baltimore. But we'll stay in Seattle for now because they do take 2 out of 3. They still have playoff hopes for this one. Cade Anderson player comp?
I mean, it's Max Fried-ish.
Okay.
Like he's not like he's a pitcher, which I like.
If Fried and Snell had a baby.
Okay. Yeah, like it does not as like long as Fried.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall he is, but it doesn't look as long in like his delivery. But the way he falls off the mound is Fried-ish.
Yes, but he's he's over the top. I don't know. We'll see. And Mariners fans are just happy they get to find out because this guy, what he was doing in the minor leagues, was historic. Yeah. Listed 6'2". So I guess not as long as Max. We'll figure out. Uni's a little baggy there. We'll get there. He's new to the show. they win those first 2 games. Leo Rivas walk-off RBI. People forget what he did last October. That was massive. And then we get the Randy Arozarena game, which we've had a couple of these lately. A teaser for the people. I'm going to talk about Randy more later because I think he deserves it. But another 2-homer game with the robbery. We've seen a lot of those lately. And then the Cubs trounce him on that final game. What else you see, Coach?
I can't tell if this is like, hey, this is the Seattle Mariners that we expect because it took a lot for them to win these games, but they are playing the Cubs, so you have to give that into effect. Like the first game, you got your guy out there, Munoz trying to close it out, and then you get the Alex Bregman homer. So you don't love that aspect of it, but you do like answering and walking it off in the next inning. So like this was a good, obviously, series for the Mariners, and every time I see him play like this, and you see that crowd, and you see Randy have the series, and Leo Rivas comes up big, and you see Cal Raleigh get some knocks. You're like, this is the team they can be. They're the most frustrating team in baseball right now. There's no doubt about it because they can beat the good teams. They can do this. It's just they haven't yet. So I don't know. This, to me, was a great start to the sprint that is the next, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can call it a sprint yet. It feels like it.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not a sprint. I guess we play, 6 months of regular season baseball, so there's basically like 1/6 left. I don't know if you can consider that a sprint. I'd have to ask our sprinting friends. And
I mean, we're done early September, or not early September, like in September, the 27th. So we're about 4 weeks out.
Look at Pizarro letting it eat out there, talking to some
I'm telling
demons.
you, it's like you see this team play well, and you're like, what's their record?
Yeah. Well, that's Rob, if you could show the Cal Raleigh homer again, which that would be of note. Imagine if that guy could have a good one. Again, I know this is dumb Jake-alytics. Look at the crowd, dude. I know the Cubbies are like a big draw too, but there's people
Seattle's
everywhere in that ballpark.
Seattle's fantastic with their sports.
And I guess that's what I'm saying. Like and again, if you're a mild card hater, which there's an argument, the 62 and 69 Mariners a few years back, I don't think the crowd's like that. But there is hope in the air.
Can you, Bobo, there's one, they turned a double play when Cade was pitching. Cade Anderson was pitching, so it was in the first game. First and second, or forget what it was, but Naylor back picks after getting the out at first, goes to second base. I want to see that one if you can. Really nice play by them. Again, it's just, I'm still on Seattle. We'll talk a little bit more about some preseason rankings later.
Oh, a little more dumb from Jake. Tune in. Alex Bregman, LSU go Tigers. Cade Anderson, LSU go Tigers. Cade Anderson's first strikeout in the show, Alex Bregman. So what's Bregman do? Pumps him.
Yeah.
Takes him big fly. I love that. That's just some good LSU MLB synergy. I almost said symmetry.
Okay.
Kelsey Winger, LSU, go Tigers. She's featured in every episode of this show. As Rob hunts that double play, I'll keep it going just a little bit.
Let's go.
Because we got some Baltimore Birds and some Tampa Bay Rays, a little AL Beast, which, hey, put some respect on my AL Beast, Trev. I know you're talking power rankings in a little bit. Your top 3 records in the American League. Here's your double play ball, a little third to first to third. To second. Oh, they had him hung up there.
Got him.
Gotcha. Yankees, Rays, Yankees, Red Sox. Top 3 records in the American League. Huh.
Yay. Rays, Yankees. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Have you seen the rest of it?
That's part of the problem. But the Orioles, who are part of the Staying Alive crew, and my guy Pete Alonso, as I continue to take a victory lap over nothing. He's just a good hitter that hits and plays every year. The Dylan Beavers walk-off stuff starting to get weird. The amount that he's had in such limited action is insane. And they end up taking 2 out of 3 from Tampa. As Tampa's starting to limp a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't played well against Baltimore all this year. I believe now they're 8-2 after this. And they 3-8 over their last 11 games. So 3-7, excuse me, over their last 10 games is what they are. So they're starting to scuffle a little bit, or some teams are just playing good ball against them. I think that's kind of what we saw here. I mean, Pete Alonso, huge game in game 1, and then you get the Dylan Beavers. They not a material change because they tie it in the 8th, and Dylan Beavers walks it off. So they playing good ball. The Baltimore Orioles are. Chris Rose had me rank the 7 teams in the wild card who I think has the biggest chance to do it. I had the Jays number 1. I think I had the Orioles 3 behind the Twins because I was a little
right.
A little bit biased there. But they can do it. You're getting some contributions. Jackson Holiday hitting first, doing well there. And, they get Nick Martinez in that last game. I actually watched him pitch in that game, and, it kind of showed why he's so nasty. Just his sequencing is just about as good as anybody else's in the league. And he gets this that 2-seamer that just, it's like almost sometimes it looks like it's got rise on the 2-seamer, which is very strange to me. And that's why it gets a lot of swing and miss.
I see what you're
saying. Stays up.
Look at, is that Liam Hicks in the Canadian gear right there?
You see that swing and miss right there from the lefty, like just tying him up? Like, there's no other pitcher that does that.
Yeah, as all these pitchers have their own shape and movements and everything, I feel like I was watching another 2-seamer that had a little bit of ride. I'll see if I can remember it as we go through. But yeah, Martinez has some funk, and I know sometimes the strikeout numbers aren't there, but again, one of the better free agent contracts this year, ends up salvaging the set for them in that final game. What else was I going to say? Dylan Beavers. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the Baltimore names, whether it's Beavers down there, 4th walk-off RBI of his 110-game big league career per Sarah Langs, tied for the most in a player's first 110 games. It's an interesting list. Christian Encarnacion Strand, now teammate. David Bodie, God, remember that in Chicago? Elijah Dukes, Cliff Bolton, and Charlie Hargraves. So, okay. I don't know, Dylan. But know what I do know? Tyler O'Neill laying out, making a play.
Defense, yeah.
A guy that's got an injury history in a big moment. But not sure of his role on this team on a given day, making a big play to save the game. That matters, or hopefully it matters for Baltimore going forward as they try to keep this thing 2 games back. I don't know. Can't play.
Yeah, Orioles. They had the AL East section of their schedule. They go 5-2 against Tampa. Your Yanks swept them. Oops. And now they have a 9-game roadie against St. Louis, the A's, and Colorado. So, that's
okay.
Favorable, I would say.
Put it together. Jake's theory of 8-2 somehow still going on for the last wild card in the AL.
It sucks because we can say the same thing for all these damn teams. I hate doing that. It's like, okay, yeah, you got this streak. You can win some games. You can get ahead in the wild card. Then we come back to the next episode and say, oh, they're all within a game and a half of each other.
Well, a team that I was wondering if they were going to get brought into the mud. They've stayed out of it. The Chicago White Sox with 2 walk-off homers, with third Tristan Peters shout out. But Jake Rogers, who, man, I was tough on him on the previous series because he was new catcher, new place. If he had challenged some Chicago Cubs pitchers a little different in that final inning, and then I'm talking to myself, I'm like, he's in a tough spot. He's probably catching a guy for the first or second time, trying to figure out ABS on the fly while also having to take his ABs. He gets a walk-off homer, which is pretty cool. His 4th team this year. For Jake Rogers. That's pretty tough. He gets a walk-off in that first game, and then they flip the set in that final one after Luis Robert tips the hat in game 2.
Some big boy swings from La Pantera there back in Chicago. He turned on some balls. He likes to hit there, or he kind of.
He makes that.
Series he did
that 3-2 pitch homer. He goes oppo. He makes it look so easy. It looks like a 2-strike swing that he hits 400 the opposite way.
Yeah, up and away.
Golly.
Not a pitch that many people. Oh, that's that swing right there got me. The recoil on his second one was really, really nice. Yeah, but for the most part, this is the type of team that Chicago has been all year long. They've hit a bunch of homers. Like in game 1, they go back to back. It's Vargas, Grichuk, and Montgomery before they get the Jake Rogers homer. And then Tristan Peters there. with just another one. You know, Grant Taylor had been so good for the Mets. Excuse me,
White Sox.
I'm not for the White Sox.
Yeah.
But he ends up giving it up. You feel bad. Jared Young single. Wasn't throwing a bunch of strikes, but then you get Tristan Peters saying, I got you, big dog. I got you. Here's the single. That one went off. Was it McEwing's glove in center field as well? Almost robbed it and took it back.
What are you talking about?
Tristan Peters homer?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were still watching the single up the middle by the Mets. We're like, what? Uncle Trev's on one today. And hey, again, the Mets post deadline coming into that final game, they've been 12-5. Like, the Mets have been playing a fun brand of baseball. Closer Senga had been fun, pretty much until that swing by Tristan Peters. And I don't know if we've got the video of the girl's purse exploding. Kind of crazy. I've never seen that.
It exploded. It was just open.
It was an open celebration of a White Sox win in the Chicago Bulls jersey on the Jake Rogers home run. And my God, there was stuff everywhere. And then again, sometimes bad internet. I mean, that's a yard sale pop, and that stuff's fallen into the area you're not like supposed to go to. That's not like a walking area below there. That's like the area between the bleachers and the wall.
She said she got it all back. Even I saw that on social media. Everyone was posting it.
It was one of those, I was just teeing that up. It was like good internet. She posted like, I got all my stuff, and everyone liked it. So love that for the White Sox. And again, the Jake corny meter, but man, on those walk-off homers, seeing Unc Randall Grichuk at home plate waiting with all the young bloods, like, they just have a fun energy, and they've made a fun it's been a fun baseball year for White Sox fans, which they didn't know if they were going to have that the rest of this decade. There it is. Have all the contents in my purse, and she got the ball.
To Senga's defense on that last Tristan Peters homer, I'm bouncing around all over the place. First time ever going back-to-back in his big league career.
Okay.
You know, he's learning this role. It's interesting.
Okay. Look at you defending a pitcher.
Yeah.
Rest of the AL can be a little tight, Trev. Rangers win a series, which again matters as they're fighting for the West and that last wild card spot. A 0-0 game into the 10th. That's some Rangers baseball for the past couple years. Of course, they win it on my guy Denzer, throwing it to second on a tough play, but you get the win. I don't know. I know that's it's 1-1 at that point in extras. It's
did a good job getting that ball.
It was a nice play. Then it's not a nice play. I hear your third base leaking on that one. I'll be honest, Trev, I don't have much more to add because this turns into us saying the same things we say about Baltimore and Toronto and Houston and all those teams in the mix.
Reed Detmers and Mackenzie Gore, just like two Talking Baseball legends going at it. Kind of love that. Detmers has been absolutely filthy as of late. 1-5-6 and 7 starts since the break. And Gore in 4 August starts a 1-5-7. So that was fun to watch. I do. Rangers doing their thing. Excited about that. It's going to come down to Twins Rangers, that last series of the year.
Oh, everyone's talking about it.
Angels have been throwing the ball. They fire Mike Maddox. They hire former Crespi High alum Tim Levesque.
Just wondering where we're going.
Yeah,
okay.
Go Celts, go. Seahouse, baby. They've been throwing the pill. They haven't been winning necessarily, as a lot of Angels fans will point out, but they've been throwing the ball better, which has kind of been their Achilles heel. I don't know, for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, again, the whole Rangers thing that's tantalizing. Their starters have allowed 3 or fewer runs in 13 straight starts. So you got a chance every night. Cal Quantrill, baseball family, the Quantrills, and Canadians. So we support that. The other, I think, AL thing of note, especially just fun, and dude, Fenway was rocking, tarps off, comebacks. And speaking of comebacks, Rafi Devers back in the building.
Yeah.
Just a reminder of how weird all of that got. And then, they do the video tribute, young 2018 Rafi Devers, and what who he was as a part of this city for so long. Again, that was just kind of bizarre memories. And then it was new memories of this chaotic season the Sox are having. They sweep, and it's also a, summation of the Giants season.
Yeah, basically. I mean, whenever a home run gets hit to center in Fenway, I just love it for some reason. Tough game for Logan Webb in game one. Sonny Gray has a nice start against him. And then I always like when guys go up against their former team. You mentioned Devers. He hits the homer, but Eric Miller, former Giant, has been really, really good for the Red Sox. He had a 1-2-3 inning there in the seventh in game one, 2 Ks. Hasn't allowed an earned run in 8 outings as a Red Sox. So that's, hey, you like when you make a trade like that, and it's all good. But yes, this Red Sox team is awesome, man. They showed some defense in game 2. Durbin and Sogard playing really well, and then they end up getting the sweep in that last game. So big time series for them. And yes, kind of a microcosm of what's going on in San Francisco. Where are we at with Tony Vitello, Giants fans? Are you tuning into the show anymore? Have you checked out? Yeah. Been checked out since June, probably.
Yeah, I think it's about 49er season in the Bay. Man, Red Sox, we got my Trevor Story and your IKF are rehabbing. Let's see where it goes. And I mentioned best record since July 9th. My Yanks are 3rd overall. San Diego's number 2. The Boston Red Sox are still number 1. So, who they're going to be the rest of this series? It's looking like Yanks Sox still in the playoffs. Scary. You think it's too little too late for the Royals, Trev? Come on.
I do.
Come on.
It's tough to make up, what are they, 7.5 back with 4 weeks? We just discovered there's 4 weeks left in the season.
Yeah, it's a winners of 8 in a row. They might have killed the Tigers if people are looking for blood.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm scared. I don't want to say that about the Tigers. My Twins are kind of sitting in the same position, basically. Royals have been playing great. I mean, they've been hitting, which is kind of what they needed to do. Bobby Witt Jr. against Sneaky just has a 7 WAR.
Best in the AL.
Just what he does. But this is maybe the Royals team that you imagined in your preseason rankings.
That's what your reward's about. You're pissy about me and Vinny. You're out of your mind.
No, it's not about that.
Okay.
Don't spoil my award.
I'll spoil you.
I did give a grade to it. Don't worry about it, man.
Kansas City, go nuts. Why not? Let's put a little pizzazz. Go Red Sox mode. Win 25 out of 29 or something, because it's a race to 81. Basically, if you're Kansas City, you got 7 losses left this season. So be careful with them. Someone bored on Twitter do like a Kansas City 9 lives left. They can lose 9 games the rest of the way.
It's funny because sometimes you look at Kansas City, you're like, give me some of these performances. Where would we be? Jack Caglione's found his stroke. Okay, great. Noah Cameron's been awesome for them. Michael Wacha's been great for them. And then you look at the record and you're like, oh shit.
Horrific. Don't want something of note. He wants more of the Salvi steal. Okay. Yeah,
I want to see that too.
Fantastic.
He did the Gerard Dyson.
Let's bring it up.
What did Gerard Dyson used to have in his hair?
Excuse me? I mean, you're the guy that used to compete against him. I don't know.
Yeah, was it just a lightning bolt, or did he have a word put in it?
Zoom, says Dalt?
Yeah, I think it might have been Zoom.
He had a Zoom haircut, correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at Big Sal. My goodness.
Give me this one.
Hate to be the base he's sliding into. Maybe.
Oh yeah, base cam. Look out.
Maybe I wouldn't. It's almost that time of year. What if we put a camera in the base? And then Trev, the last AL series. Again, A's, who haven't been talked about a lot, although you're heading up there. Get ready, people. They win a series. Jacob Lopez with the funk. I guess the story coming out of this, again, Houston, who's technically in the playoffs and winning the West, Jordan's going to win MVP. They drop these final 2 games. The last one is ugly. Up 6-0 at home. They lose it. And then the mutual parting of ways with their GM, I don't know what to do with that, because I don't even know what a GM does the rest of the season.
It just kind of happened right before our show.
Yeah.
I'm reading on MLB Trade Rumors what's happening. And they had a nice little saying. Jim Crane came out and had a nice quote about Dana. Dennis helped our organization win 2 division titles and led our baseball front office through key scouting, draft, and development efforts. On behalf of the Astros, I want to thank him for his commitment, energy, and contributions to our organization. We wish him and his family the best. And then Dana Brown came out and said the same thing. So, like, on the surface, we're giving hugs, we're dapping on the way out, but I don't know.
I don't know. We were going through the history because it was, the Astros dynasty was Lunau, who was one of the guys that fell on the sword with the whole scandal. And then they had another guy for 2 years. I'm blanking on who it was. Click. And then it was Brown. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, it would be a weird thing. I think if I was a GM building my profile and my team could still win it, I would run it out through the year. But I have no clue what's going on down there. What are you giggling about?
Because the first paragraph in this article says, per the team's press release, Brown's duties will be transitioned to assistant GMs Charles Cook, Gavin Dickey, and Connor Huff, and to senior advisor Jeff Bagwell. Okay. Like that statement. Owner Jim Crane will oversee baseball operations during the transition period.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is my toy.
Like that a lot.
Get in the dugout, Jim.
One last time before
Need an owner in the dugout.
I agree with you.
Just suit it up.
One last time before the National League. Kenny Piper.
Barely know her.
NL. Oh, no. There's the Kenny Piper home run.
Rob had it ready. Give me the Cersei.
God. Kenny Piper is power.
2 runs.
Oh.
It's power. It's power.
Yes, thank
Piper is Piper.
you. Are we going to get sued for that?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Today's episode is sponsored by Hims. It's easy to write off bedroom performance issues as part of getting older. Most guys do, but ED is more treatable than you think, and Hims makes it simple to find out what's really going on. Hims connects you with licensed healthcare providers from home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines. Just complete a simple online intake. A provider reviews your info, and if prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door. Straightforward, transparent, and designed to make getting care feel easy. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, and more, visit hims.com/talkin. That's hims.com/talkin, HIMS.com/talkin. Not available in all 50 states. Prescription required. See website for details. Restrictions, important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris. NL, take me home. We're heading out to Williamsport, kinda. The Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves played 3 games. One of them ended up at the Little League World Series where the Braves won, but they lost the previous 2 games because they played the Milwaukee Brewers, the first team to 80 wins. Reminder, their win total on the year was 83.5. It was Mizorowski versus Sale in that first game, which, I mean, just fire me up. And then you could fire me up for Martin Perez and Logan Henderson, too. A couple guys getting it done differently, but Jake Bauers was getting it done in a bigger way that helped the Brewers win those first 2 games. And then, as we saw, Braves get it done in Williamsport in front of my commissioner, Rob Manfred. The Phillies, they sweep the Cardinals. Did they end the Cardinals season? Maybe. We'll listen to the standings. Phillies walk it off in that first game in 10. They blow him out in game 2, jumping all over Quinn Matthews, kind of just like Dalton's doing with our info. And then the Phillies get their first walk-off homer in 3 years. The last guy to do it, Kyle Schwarber. The next guy to do it, Kyle Schwarber. Just because he hit it over the wall in center, which I didn't know that was really a homer area. Down 4-0 in the 9th. That's a win streak. The vibes in Philly, very different right now. Also different in San Diego. They knock the Twins out of the postseason as they are starting to get hot. And Fernando, with one of the games of the dude is just out of his mind right now. Another 2-homer night, 4 hits in that final game. Ty France is showing up in box score. So is Randy Vasquez. They sweep. Trev's going to give you all of it. Ryan Cohen. D-backs take 2 out of 3 from the Cincinnati Reds. They take the bread games. Put up big runs in that first one. Jordan Lawler. Hello, he's back and contributing. Erod cruises. JJ Bleday's cycle is the only thing that gets in the way of a sweep, along with 11 other Reds runs. D-backs take it. Ildemaro Vargas. Pirates season. I think it ended this weekend officially. The Dodgers sweep them in kind of big bro style. It was happening late. There's Tommy Edman in the 10th inning. Kyle Tucker needed a 2-run single in that middle game. Scooble 11 punchies. Max Muncy, how's your 3 for 3? And there's Snell, the old Kate Anderson people are saying. 6 scoreless as they sweep the Pirates. Another sweep, the Marlins. Not dead yet. They sweep the Washington Nationals. Javier Sanoja. Who do you want in a big spot besides this guy? I don't know. 5'7"? Absolutely. He's all over this. Odo Lopez shows up. Yuri Perez, he's on a heater right now. They sweep. Joe Max pinch hit. The final series. It's time. Your Best Western Road Warriors, presented by Best Western. It's Chris Rose's Guards. They sweep. They go out to gorgeous Colorado, which, great crowd there this weekend. That's always been kind of part of the problem. But their problem was Joe Adele, looking handsome in that Guardians uniform. 3-run homer, flying all over the field. Travis Bazzana's 4 hits. And then the sweep comes with some Chase DeLauder. Don't forget what he's been doing this year. Guard Dogs, they get the sweep. They're in the standings. Best Western, life's a trip. Make the most of it. That's what happened in the National League.
No, don't talk about my Twins that way. All right. We're 2 games out. That was uncalled for.
Okay.
All right.
It's all factual information.
The A's coming up. I'll
Okay.
give a pep talk to the boys. I got the standings out east in the National League. Look out, Atlanta, because you're kind of playing buns right now.
Yeah.
Philly ain't. 76 and 55. You're 3 games up now on the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 73 and 58. The Marlins definitely still in it. 67 and 64. They're 9 games back, but close in the wild card. Washington, 61 and 71. Jolly's Mets, 59 and 72. Ugh. The Brew Crew, 81 wins on the year already. They're 6 games up on the Cubs. Are you ready to call that division done?
Close.
I just don't see Milwaukee pissing away.
I know. That's the problem, right? It feels like the Cubs are starting to pick it up. I mean, Cubs are almost 20 games over 500, but yeah, it's hard to picture the Brew Crew slipping up because they pitch and they play every day.
6-game lead over the Cubs, who are 75 and 56. Your Cardinals, 66 and 66. That's sort of devilish for you and Ollie Marmol. What were you guys doing at the GM meetings? 63 and 69 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I could see they're dead. Yeah, I'm out. They're done.
It's over.
62 and 69 for the Reds. Out west, the Dodgers, the only other team at the 80-win mark. They're 80 and 51, a 9-game lead over the Padres. That division has been dead. 71 and 60 for the Padres, who are playing great baseball. We'll talk about it. 69 and 62 for the Snakes. Need Dalton. Need his opinion. What the hell's happening there? That's the biggest soap opera of the year, is what's going on out there in the other valley. The Giants, 52 and 78, and the Rockies, 50 and 80. In the wild card, it's the Cubs. It's the Phillies. It's the Padres. I mean, right now, I really, really like the NL playoff teams. I think there's a lot of fun baseball going on there. The Snakes, 2 games back. The Miami Marlins, 4 games back. And I'll throw the Cards in there. 5.5 games back, 66 and 66. They got the little devil going. I don't know if there's devil magic there. Those are the standings in the National League.
Well done, Coach Trev. Yeah, no. If you told us these NL playoff teams before the season, you'd be like, again, Mets, which you mentioned some power rankings coming up.
We would still be like, okay.
Oh yeah, I think we'd sign up for this. It's a stacked NL. You were wondering if, our teams, was Pittsburgh going to happen this year? Was there going to? It's baseball. Who was going to rise up from the woodwork? This this is an NL powerhouse division right now. Very different than the AL conversation. Let's jump out to two of the powers, the Braves and the Brewers, the Hank Aaron Bowl. And also it ends up in Williamsport. It starts out with Sale and Mizorowski. I mean, the Brewers continue to roll. Like I said, first team to 80 wins. It's just insane. And it is. The Brewers have been good to us as an organization. So sometimes I try to, I don't know. I just make sure I want to be neutral and give the people the right things. Like, dude, some of the stats that pop up, like, I think they did wins in the past decade, and I believe it's Dodgers, Brewers, Yankees, Cubs, or something of those lines. And, like, those are three of the biggest markets, three of the biggest teams, and everything we're about to talk about in the CBA and all that. And here are the Brewers, and, man, it feels more impressive. And even, dude, Jakey Lame stuff, the Pat Murphy interview during the Little League World Series game, just talk about him being a man. The hair's not looking good. He doesn't care. Talking about the value of Little League and, giving honest answers. Like, I think they asked him a question, or was it him or Sale? They asked a question about, like, parents and taking it seriously. And one of them said, like, he's like, winning is fun. So you want to mix that in. But, yeah, they're kids. You shouldn't be doing sprints as a 9-year-old after the game. Like, we got time for that as you get older. I don't know. Everything with the Brewers is brilliant. The Jake Bauer season continuing to be what it is, that matters as we start talking power, as we did a lot. What else do you have, Coach?
I mean, obviously a huge pitching matchup in game one. Miz goes 6 innings pitch, no earned runs, 4 hits. Didn't have his best stuff. That's what they kept saying. But it's like, okay, like your A- stuff is really, really good. They clipped Sale for 2. He also had a nice start. I don't know. That's what more can you ask for? Those are the 2 leading NL Cy Young guys going at it. Chris Sale, 20th consecutive start of 3 earned runs or fewer.
Sheesh.
Like that's what you want. That's all you want as a pitcher. Give your team a chance to win games. Unfortunately for them, they've lost 10 of his last 23 starts and have scored 2 or fewer in 9 of those 10. So they haven't been hitting. One of those things. It happens. Maybe the offense lets up. People say that all the time, and I've been a part of a team that didn't score a run for a particular pitcher. It is a weird thing, and it starts to get in your head a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. The Jake Bauer stuff was really, really cool. The stats are 23 of Martin Perez's 97 pitches in 2 plate appearances. So it's 24% of his total pitch count in 2 plate appearances. I went back and looked at the pitch by pitch of the homer, which we're seeing right now. Once you get to 3-2, or excuse me, once you get to 2 strikes here, he goes changeup, then he goes sinker, then he goes 4-seam, then he goes curveball, then changeup, then cutter, then sinker, then changeup, then 4-seam. Did not repeat a pitch that entire sequence. Jake Bauer's fouling things off, finally gets the 4-seam fastball to his liking and hits it for a homer. Those are the at-bats that you live for as a hitter because you're grinding him down. You start to see the ball a little bit better. You start to get the right part of the bat to the ball, and then you wait for the mistake or one you can handle. And he does this twice. He gets the walk on the first at-bat, and then he gets the pitch to hit and doesn't miss it, man. It's awesome. There's no better feeling than that as a hitter.
Jake Bauer said that's might have been the best at-bat of my life. And then a couple Pat Murphys to get us through this. On that, the Bauer's at-bat, he said, that's called dragging him. I don't think you can have a better at-bat than that. That's the epitome of dragging him. And then on Mizorowski, dude, think of all the times we get caught up, or like think of some of the Skeens convo we've had this year, like, oh, velo's down, or what's going on, or oh my God, Mizorowski's not throwing 104 today. Pat Murphy, yeah, there could be some fatigue involved there. We're trying to get him to understand that you don't have to feel great to perform great. Boom.
I like that he is talking about Mizorowski like he's still like a child.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump-like.
And I think he also, what did he say? He said about Luis Lara, they pulled up to Williamsport, and he was like, Lara, you're going to be playing in the Little League games, huh? And Lara was like, what? You're my manager. And he's like, yeah, but you're young. Like classic.
Yeah, and you look young. Watching him and Ronald Acuna Jr. run around the damn outfield is pretty fun. Those two I mean, a couple throws from Acuna. Lara is just a freak out there. Like,
Also-
we're going to be watching that guy the same way we watch, like, Cedane Rafaela and a couple of those guys out in Boston's outfield. I feel very similar vibes with Luis Lara. He just goes and gets it, man. Like, doesn't care. Sometimes great routes, sometimes not, but his speed makes up for it.
Well, outfield Ozzy Albies, kind of short king, and
Okay.
yeah. Brave salvaged the set. The Acuna Contreras stuff. Like Acuna so stoked he got Contreras back stealing a bag, and then he rounds third too aggressively, and Contreras gets him there. I don't know. Braves.
Oh, this throw right here is incredible. We're watching the Acuna throw. Wow.
The talent that oozes out of him is silly. A little bazooka celebration after. Chris Sale's like, I'm old.
Lara's like, whatever, dude. Look at this throw, bro.
Chris Sale just becoming the media darling now, sucking up.
Yeah.
He's friends with me. He's with Carl Ravitch. I think I figured it out, Trev. I believe Chris Sale said on the broadcast that he has a son going into sophomore year. I think we have his son on the John Boy Media hooks, so now he's in our world, so he knows we're cool.
I mean, that's I mean, maybe.
Oh.
Do you know that for sure?
No, this is a guess. I thought you'd be
Maybe
more,
Chris Sales is just a big fan of ours. Maybe he
just
feels
a
bad
dude.
about kicking me out of the limo back in the day.
I was gonna. Is that story fully out there?
I think so. I think I've said it before.
I think you have.
it was fine. I mean, I didn't necessarily want to go. I wanted to go home anyway.
You guys were young.
In a limo, me, Chris Sale, and one of Guillen's sons, Ozzy Guillen's son.
I can't think about that because I'll just get too rowdy.
Where were we? Y Bar?
In my head, that story's in Chicago.
Underground?
Chicago?
Yeah, we're in Chicago, yeah.
Okay. I don't care anymore. Phillies, your former team, sweeps my current team, the Cardinals. Trev, this Phillies stuff, I guess this was one of my most exciting things from the weekend. As the Braves are starting to limp a little bit, the Dodgers and Brewers are starting to roll. That as you're starting to figure out some of this NL playoff seeding, I think the Phillies, it's like, wait, they're 3 games back. They're winners of 9 in a row. These new-look Phillies, who some of the offensive profile numbers are crazy, Trev. Like, not being driven by the homer ball, getting on base a ton. How much of that is a rise? How much of that is just the dynamic has changed? The Phillies, like, I don't know. They've been a part of this season. It was like snaps, Mattingly, okay, cool. Now it's like we haven't been talking about them as an NL power, and I think we need to again.
It's funny because you'll see the Phillies fans. I mean, I follow some on social media. Maybe this is just online, but the discourse was Don Mattingly great. Then they started losing some games, and Don Mattingly can't manage. That's why he'll never win. We'll never win with Don Mattingly. And it's like, dude, relax. Like, what you needed was to switch some defensive positions, to go get Luis Arraez, for Alec Boehm to start hitting, for JT Realmuto to start hitting. That's what you needed, and you're getting that now. So, like, Andrew Painter comes in now. You know, you talk about a 3-headed monster. Well, Nola's been pitching better, and now you got Andrew Painter looking great ever since getting back up to the big leagues. It's like, all right, you are starting to see more of a complete team. A lot of that goes with their offense. Again, like having guys like Boehm step up. He's been crushing it. Realmuto with some great swings, like I said. Like, that is what you needed. You didn't need to get on Don Mattingly because you need your players to perform. This one I wanted to talk about because you get the first 2 games by the Phillies. You're down 4-0 in the 9th. It's over. You got Riley O'Brien on the mound, and then you just start to chip away, some walks, and then you get the Edmundo Sosa ball down the line, followed by the Brian De La Cruz ball in the hole. And I was just looking at it, and maybe this is me. The older I get, the better I was type situation.
Oh, okay.
A couple balls here. I like my third baseman to get to.
Wow.
A little bit better back angle on that one down the line. And then this one in the hole, thought you could have dove for it as well.
Wow.
If we can slow it up and show it a little bit, I don't know. Like, you know, in that situation, ball down the line with bases loaded, like, you just got to knock it down. You just got to knock it down any way possible. And same with the tying run on second base, ball in the hole. Like, we got to be diving for that ball.
Who's on? Is that Jordan on third?
There's no reason for you to be getting back here to be a cutoff man, which he does, because that guy's going to score easy on a ground ball like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Blaze is not known for his defense.
Just some positioning, a little further back, better back angles. Whenever I see something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think on that Sosa ball down the line where my brain went, because this is with 2 outs. I mean, it's still 4-0 there. Yeah, I still don't know about the defensive analytics. Like, I do think we've done a lot of good, or not individual positions. We obviously still struggle with that. I'm talking about shifting of, like, I don't know. I still think sometimes some of the old school rules of, like, I don't know, guard the line, because a double could make it a 3-0 game, where a single, it might be 4-1. Like, something like that, and we're not talking about this, and we're saying, oh, the Phillies took 2 out of 3, the winning streak ends. Hey, instead we're not. I think for the Cardinals, it was nice you included them. I think with the powers ahead of them in the NL, I think it's over. And Philly looks amazing, and man, some of the stats, and dude, Andrew Painter shoves again, and I don't know if that means anything for the regular season. Maybe it does. Maybe it does for catching first place Braves. Maybe it means something for the postseason, because that guy just oozes of pitcher. But the offensive profile stuff, man, it's just really cool. I think they're getting on base at a 370 clip this month, and they went from something like 45% of their runs came on the homer, and now it's 11% or 7%. Like, silly stuff that I don't think Philly fans are saying don't do the homer thing, but keep the offense churning, and it is.
Yeah, they were last in on-base percentage coming into this month of August. 303 clip through July, then 370 through this month. So that's how you win baseball games.
That's nuts.
I mean, that's what the Brewers do, essentially. I mean, they get on base better than anybody in the big leagues. They go first or third. They run the bases. They don't have to hit homers. Any homer they get now is like a bonus. But, yeah, Philly looks great. I'm excited that they're kind of getting it going at the right time.
West Coast roadie, Seattle, Halos, and Snakes. All right.
Yeah, little World Series preview, Seattle versus Philly.
Speaking of the World Series preview, Twins Padres.
God, I would love that.
Trev, what did you see?
It looked like 2 different levels of baseball.
Okay.
It did. It was a bad one for my Twins. I don't even really know what to say. Fernando Tatis is on a fucking heater. I don't know. People are tagging me on all sorts of stuff now because we're talking about who do you take in front of Tatis. I think I said JJ Weatherholt's a discussion. And then now Tatis looks like 2021 Tatis or whenever the hell he was going off. Like, his body, the way he's moving, all looks like that again. Very athletic. Saris pointed out, I saw on X that he opened his stance up like at the beginning of June and has been raking ever since. Where Steven Souza Jr., bud, I love you.
Don't call out Souza like that.
What took so long, Pop?
Open
that stance up. Get the guy athletic.
I know, but
I mean, he's doing everything. He's playing great in the outfield because that's what he does. But him just like that pitch right there, that was, this is the last game, and it was walk, walk, walk. And instead of trying to pull that ball, he just kind of stays to the big part of the field. Like, those are the good swings. Like, you're going to hit your homers, but like that swing right there, I don't know, man. Yeah, that was the next at bat against Taylor Rogers. He's going off, and it's been huge for them. Ty France, I talked to Ryan Cohen a little bit because we were texting during the series, and Ty France played for the Twins, obviously. That's off Connor Predup. That was a big boy homer in the first inning. He said that's the reason the Padres are where they're at is Ty France. And go look at the numbers. Definitely supports it.
Another amazing crowd. Lame Jake chipping in. Padres 21-7 over the past calendar month. That's the best in the majors. 11-3 in their last 14. And yeah, Tatis playing like this guy, man. I feel like of major leaguers, he has the biggest range of, he can look like the best player in baseball.
Like the best player.
Like, there's not a lot of players that can say that, right? Like, it's after you get past Judge and Ohtani, you need to be a certain level of damn good. Witt, Fernando. I think he has that when he's playing his best, like kind of Yordan, like
PCA's there now.
PCA has joined
So
that.
I did to pat myself on the back. I did say when Fernando's right and looking like this, he's the number one player I want to watch play in the big leagues. The number one.
Yeah.
Over Shohei, over Judge, over Witt. Love those guys. He, to me, it's the prettiest. It's the smoothest. It's just the most electric, I think is probably the right word for Fernando. If he's back, look the fuck out, dude.
At the All-Star break, hit a 713 OPS. Which again, I know that's not the only measure. It's one stat of many stats, but my God, to go from close to league average to what he's been doing now, 1.098 in the second half while playing some of the best defense you can play in the sport. That's changed the Padres' outlook. Oh man, I know you and I were just talking about like how we can't get excited for the sprint yet of the season, but the NL seeding the final couple weeks, whether the East becomes a race, and, you know, right now it would be Braves, Padres, Cubs, Phillies. I mean, those are
big boy series.
Those are big for 3 games. Like those relievers coming out of the bullpen. I hope you got
I got chills thinking of the playoffs. I'm so sick of August baseball. I have the dog days right now. I'm in them.
I just got some baby chills.
Where are we going? Are we going to go to the World Series again?
We do that every year, and it always kind of sneaks up on us, and then we're like, fuck yeah, let's go. I think it's in the plan. I think we normally do Game 3.
And then we're going to film again?
It just depends where that is.
Ooh. I mean, last time we went to a game.
Yeah.
It's one of the all-timers.
18 innings. Clayton Kershaw out of the pen.
What did that guy say about Gosh, he was talking about somebody is going to get sent. Oh, Andres Jimenez. He's going to get sent down right now. He's got a $100 million contract.
He's good. Do you remember I found a chicken sandwich in the 14th inning and everyone was looking at me like they were going to kill me and eat me first? That was insane. This episode is brought to you by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then, buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. Buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. And Fanatics Markets just got even more rewarding with Fan Cash. You can earn up to 10% Fan Cash on your trades, win or lose. Use it across the Fanatics ecosystem for things like trade credit, authentic apparel, collectibles, tickets, and more. Fan Cash is Fanatics' currency of sport, connecting, trading, merchandise, collectibles, and experiences all in one place. Trade, earn Fan Cash, and unlock more with Fanatics Markets.
Contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Let's head to the desert where it was Dalton, it was Cattell, it was the Talkin Stick Resort. The tables were open. D-backs take 2 out of 3. Again, they remain alive in this, the dream NL playoff that we've just been teasing. They're the only true one lurking around. 2 games back, they've been there the whole time. They're looking for bodies to help out. They take 2 out of 3 from the Reds. I mentioned the Blade cycle. And then, yeah, I don't know. What else do you have, Coach?
Talking Stick, that's the shortest ever casino stay of my life. I went there with Olivia, I believe, in spring training when I played for the A's, and we lost every single hand that we played. We were there for 15 minutes. Yeah, it was insane.
Bad feeling.
It's such a bad feeling.
It's a bad.
I don't know if Cattell was on a heater or not. I would love to hear what Dalton said, because that is the story here. I love the Snakes. Great job. You got all over Nick Lodolo in game 1. Game 2's a wash because Ellie and JJ Bleday go off, and you win the series. 4-run 7th. That was awesome for the Snakes. I love it. Great job by the bullpen in the last game. Okay, great. You win the series. You're still in it. What the fuck is going on? I mean, talk about a roller coaster of emotions. Torey Lovello trying to once again get Cattell Marte and have his back. which he's been doing for the last 4 years when stories come out about him. And then all of a sudden the switch is flipped and all the guys are like, they're out. They're out. What's going on, though?
So first off, I'm so happy to be back because vacation. I'm on the beach, Myrtle Beach. It was me. It was 20 of my family members on the beach. Nice. Deleted Twitter for the week. Just like made sure I was try to be off as best I can social media, try to enjoy vacation. And then I think it was one of you guys in our group chat broke the news to me. It's like, what's going on with Marte? And I'm like, what do you mean? Something's going on with Marte? And then I got all caught up. Like, my gosh, I guess I can't go on vacation anymore because that's just unbelievable. It's insane. Tori had a pretty interesting quote after it broke that Ketel was in the casino. He was caught in the casino. It's not a choice I would make, but Ketel's a grown man. And he can make his own decisions. Like, it's just not a good look. The D-backs are in such a weird spot right now, and it stinks that the Ketel Marte drama is kind of covering up could be like some decent baseball. Like, they're only 2 games out of the wild card, and the talk should be Corbin Carroll being hot, his bat being back, having great at-bats versus Abbott on Sunday, the comeback win on Sunday to take a series. But instead, it's sadly the Ketel Marte stuff. I'm hoping everything's okay because Ketel is one of the best baseball players when he's on the field. I don't know what he's going through right now, but at the end of the day, hopefully this gets resolved. He comes off the IL with the knee injury.
Yeah, what's up with the knee, Dalt? He's looking fine right there.
He had been dealing with some lingering knee soreness. Like, he had been taking some time at DH, a lot of Sunday games playing DH. So he had been battling some knee stuff, but I don't recall him getting like hurt. Like, there wasn't an instance where I saw him limping or left a game due to the knee injury.
I'll say this. I agree. Like, if you're on the IL, you know, you don't have to, you're not at the field all day long rehabbing 24/7. You have a life. They don't want you to do that. You need to get off and maybe even walk around a little bit. I don't know what the medical advice is on that. The optics of it, you have to be aware of. Like, come on, that's it. Like, do I really care that he's at the casino? But no, but your team's at home. Again, in a playoff race. Like, the optics are just bad. Who's giving him advice? Like, who are those guys with him? Because those guys,
nobody.
Like, Ketel's in a spot. He's doing what he's doing. Maybe he's got some stuff going on. The pressure in the big leagues is a lot. So you do have guys with you that should be like, hey man, like let's just go to like a steakhouse and like sit down and have a nice dinner. Like, let's do that. Let's not go to the freaking casino, man. I don't know.
It was the thing with the Marte stuff, like in Boston, like the D-backs held their lineup until 20 minutes to game time because they didn't know. Like, that's a scary situation. Like, when I was trying, like I was telling my cousin, check social media, just give me any updates that you're seeing, because I was like, you never know in that type of situation what was going on. So I'm just happy that he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the point too. Is it came after like that whole situation where they didn't know anything and he just didn't show up. So like, it's doubling down on some interesting behavior.
My only last note, like, this NL wildcard race, like the D-backs pitching has been beat up big time. You just lose Michael Soroka going back on the IL with shoulder inflammation. They have 6 different arms on the IL from the rotation. It's going to be an uphill battle. Me, Shelfie, and Ryan were texting because you have the Phillies, the Padres, the D-backs all in this race. And I said to them, D-backs might win 85 games, and it might be deja vu all over again like 2024, where they win a lot of games and they're the team that missed the dance.
Maybe they get hot and win 90 games.
Wouldn't hate it, but right now those Phillies and Padres teams have looked so good.
Big Cubs series coming up, and then it's at San Francisco, and then it's Philly. So that's going to be a big...
And they end the year against San Diego in San Diego. Hopefully that series matters.
Oh, boy.
I want that series to matter.
Make it matter. And, yeah, going through those Tory quotes, because he was like, they're allowed to do stuff with their families after their rehab. And then Tori's like, as long as he's getting his rehab done, which he promised me he would get done, like, the rope is used. There's no extra leash. So if Ketel takes one more misstep, like, it's over. So the fact that you're at the casino, which you're right, it's not a misstep. Like, if that's, God, it's real close to a misstep.
It's just adding on top.
It's really close to a misstep.
Did he win?
Right? I was gonna say, and Trev, you're asking who's lit.
It's funny because
You're
people will
asking-
point to what about Mike Napoli, and he was on a heater and he didn't come home, and then he told Terry Francona he was on a heater, and that's funny. It's like I don't know. Mike Napoli wasn't dealing with the other stuff before. He had a ton of goodwill. His leash was long.
If you got $78 million in the bank, you got another $78 million coming. I don't know who Catel's
nice.
listening to. It doesn't sound bad. And if he did well at the casino, like if he put that $78 million on black and it hits,
That's what I don't
that's
understand.
free money.
Like I'm not a big casino guy because I always lose, but like what's like another like 10 grand gonna get you?
It is a great. I mean, I guess it's just playing a game. Like
I gotta ask my super rich friends like what's going on.
It's just the version of like it's playing a different game, and you get a rush from winning or losing. I don't know, cause like
The rush is like, hey man, I don't want to go into this.
Okay, yeah, let's not. I've had a couple good casino nights. I have some bad casino nights, and that's normally kind of how it goes. Trev, the rest of it is sweeps. The Dodgers, who are, it's looking like the conversation is going to turn into them and the Brewers chasing the 1 and the 2 seed. We're wondering if the Braves are going to be a part of that party. Maybe they won't be. Snell is back and shutting people down. King Tut gets a hit at home. The other one, the Marlins, who they're the other team with the D-backs trying to join this NL wildcard party. And then the Guards, which feels tricky because they're obviously in the AL and they have the same speech that we've given to 8 teams in the American League. So I'll let you go for any of the sweep week you want.
Watched a lot of the Dodgers stuff. I kind of was like up late over the weekend. Scoobs does it, gets his first win, has it kind of, I think it's a rough first inning, and then shuts him down after that.
Yeah.
And then you get Snell. He has a great start. Then you realize that Glasnow is coming back tomorrow, and Shohei is throwing live BP to Will Smith, and you realize, oh my gosh, like there's more coming with the Dodgers. So this was, I don't know if it's expected to sweep ever, but kind of a good team, bad team right now. And Tanner Scott's taken over that bullpen. I had some people asking me like, what's going to happen in the playoffs? Like, is Roki going to be back there? Is he going to save games? I don't think so. I think it's going to be Tanner Scott. And I think Roki's going to find himself in some high leverage stuff, or maybe some bulkish stuff with Shohei. It's going to be interesting to see how they do their rotation. But I feel like they're going the right direction at the right time. As far as the Marlins go, Javier Sanoja, we knew about him. We knew about him. First of all, in that was it the first one? Yeah, first game. We have a material change. Otto Lopez gets it. Sanoja ties it, and then he gets the walk-off knock. We saw him commanding Team Venezuela as like a 5'8" Napoleon Bonaparte.
5'7", 23 years
5'7".
old.
But, sometimes those guys can lead too, Pop, and we should have known he was going to have a big season. In August, 362, almost one dotting it for our short king. Let's go.
The moments are finding him, and he's coming through because he puts the ball in play. He's not scared of shit. Yeah, man, the Marlins, it drives me nuts because they had one of the worst 12 games sprints of a season where they lost every game. Dude, their offense, 8th in average, 6th in on base, 9th in OPS. Starting pitching, 8th in ERA. Bullpen, 12th in ERA, 6th in whip. The defense grades out well. Like, this isn't a mirage where you're looking at the team stats and you're like, this doesn't make sense. It's just they had one really bad stretch and the rest of the NL's kind of stacked.
Right before the deadline, they just go off on a horrible, horrible run. It's 11. Was it 12?
In my head is, 12. I actually,
12.
I've been scared to look it up because I forget if it's 12 or 13. Dalton just said 12. Boston, Nats and Royals. I don't know. I want to believe.
They end with Atlanta, who could have already punched their ticket at the end, but maybe
Little
they're
funny business at the end. Oh, and
they have the end of their year. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Well, let's just start. I mean, I could go even further back. Let's just go end of the year. Cubs for 3, Mets for 3. Okay.
Easy.
And then this is where it gets bad. Dodgers at home for 3, and then they go on the road. Arizona fighting, San Diego fighting, Cubs fighting, Atlanta at home. Like, it's just playoff team.
Let's go Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to play them. How about that? And we do have a potential catch of the year candidate from this series, which sometimes you want to be nervous about that, because I feel like every opening weekend of a sport, like there was an EPL goal this weekend that they're like, it's the goal of the year. It's actually a sick like heel flick. I couldn't believe it was a goal. Maybe it is. Jacob Young, full-blown Spider-Man, grabbing the chain link fence and going up. Nasty work from Jacob Young.
When they slow this down, you see him literally climbing up the chain link and then holding himself up just long enough to get his glove on. He's like full extension. Like, watch this. He gets up there, holds himself. It's awesome.
Little one-arm pull-up. Oh, speaking of.
And yeah, you got to get your fingers in you got to get him in right away. You might miss the holes, if you know what I mean. It's never good. That was awesome.
Any Guardian thoughts?
Go Guards, go.
Because they're probably going to end up in the playoffs. It just, as this rookie year has gone, DeLauder's gotten lost in it a little bit with some of the sexier names. He's still having he's having a great August and having a great rookie season. That's my
He's playing great. And Bazzana with a huge game, which he needed in game 1, goes 4 for 5. He's got steals a bag, got 3 runs driven in. Yeah, kind of a all-around game for him. And yes, DeLauder's been great. Joe Adell, he's been hitting homers. That's been really nice. Tanner Bybee still doing his thing. We probably should be talking more about the Guardians, but unfortunately, you just came at the end.
Oh. This is also for me and the Talkin Baseball faithful. Petey Halpin turned on a ball.
Okay.
Petey Halpin turned on a ball.
You've been a Petey Halpin guy from the get-go.
I saw Rob get excited. I mean, if you're gonna go by Petey, like I'm gonna give you a chance. And I didn't know Petey had that, even at course, which a lot of people have it there, but Petey got one. Come on now.
Small left-handers, that's what they do, baby.
Small. Chris Rose. Let's go on.
Small.
Let's go on to the second half of the show.
It's time for Standout Performances. This guy stood out for Trev.
Say what?
Hit me with it.
I need to find Corbin Carroll. I'm going off sheet here. What was Corbin Carroll's line in game 3? Quick.
I think it was like 2 for 3 with a double and a triple.
Double and a triple?
2 for 3.
Okay. 2 for 3, everyone's saying.
Okay, 2 for 3, double and triple. I've given it to him because he's trying to go 20, 20, 20, 20. That means doubles, triples, homers, and stolen bases. Right now, he's 28 doubles, so he's got that 16 triples, 18 homers, and 18 stolen bases. So it looks like he's going to get to stolen bases and homers. The triples are always a little hard to come by unless, I guess, you're Corbin Carroll and you play in Arizona, because that's just what you do. There's been 4 guys to do it. Jimmy Rollins in 2007 and Curtis Granderson in 2007. Then it was Willie Mays and Frank Schultz. So I don't know. I think that's really cool. And he's on pace to do it. And Corbin Carroll, I feel like we give him love, but maybe nationally he doesn't get enough love for the type of ball player that he is.
Oberyn Martell. Just the numbers he consistently puts up, the threat he is. I mean, he, past few years, if you put him and Fernando side by side, like, not to quote the Utes, but Carroll clears. They're like, he sometimes on that top, like, he's one of those guys. Okay, this shows the Fernando range. Like, Fernando's peak, you take that over Corbin, and I'm sorry to Corbin Carroll, which is gross because they're both amazing. But yeah, Corbin Carroll's so good, but he almost doesn't enter that conversation that sometimes he gets missed with a couple of the other guys. But how good he is, and it's a big part of, and that's where Snakes fans are still excited. Like, they were still winning games, and Corbin wasn't hot, and Ketel's, we're talking about him at Talkin Stick, that they could have a next chapter coming. Yeah, Dahl just brought up the comparison. It's a lot of Corbin Carroll next to Fernando. It's a good one, Trev. And I ended up on Frank Schulte's baseball reference page, which, by the way, hitting 21 homers in 1911. That wasn't guys weren't doing that. That led the league. He won the MVP. Nickname Wildfire.
Wildfire?
Sick. Badass, dude. Yeah. Careful. By the way, and I say this with all due respect to the Schulte family. His baseball reference pick, Rob, I'm sorry for this one, Frank Schulte. It looks like he just got out of a boxing match. Frank Schulte, 23 career WAR, played from 1904 to 1918. Like I mentioned, MVP in the bag in 1911. And I wouldn't cross this man ever because it looks like that looks like a guy I'm about to talk about. Frank Schulte looks like he never lost a fight. Oh, my.
He looks like he got in a lot of fights. Probably didn't lose them.
Maybe he did.
He might have lost a few. It's fine. Back in the day, you lost a fight, you got over it. You're fine.
Right. Yeah.
Have to fight another day. Two things. Number one, baseball reference is in its bag. Because when I'm always on it, and you go and you look at when they were born, when they died, and where they're buried.
Yeah.
Well, Frank didn't want any of that. Cremated, says baseball reference. I don't know where you stand on that.
Cremation?
Yeah.
I don't know where I stand on it.
I just want to have a big freaking like headstone, like a massive one. I don't even care if I'm cremated. You just put me right in front of it in a little box. I don't care. Take my organs, take all my good stuff.
Okay.
And do whatever you want with me after that. But I want a big headstone.
How old do you want to live to again?
115.
Okay. Shout out Frank Schulte. Shout
Also,
out Corbin
Wildfire.
Carroll.
Put the Sears vibe out there.
Wildfire.
Blowing up the sept.
Great standout. I'm going to go with another outfielder. He's a guy that's always stood out on this show. He was going to be my award, but my award went a different way. The best to ever do it. Randy Arozarena, 3 for 4, 2 homers, a walk-off, a robbery, leads off the next game with a homer. Trev, he also goes his 6th consecutive season, 2020. The other players that have done that, Barry Bonds, 9, pretty good. His dad, Bobby Bonds, 7 straight. Bobby Abreu, just underrated historically, 7 straight. Willie Mays, some argue he's the best to ever play. And then the best to ever do it. Randy Arozarena joins that party. You mentioned a second ago how Ty France keeping the Padres alive through the heart of this season. If the Mariners somehow straighten this out and they end up in the playoffs, and we're talking about the scary Mariners, it's Randy Arozarena. 4.4 WAR, 20 homers, 20 steals on the nose, and 836 OPS. Who he has been for them as their go-to stabilizing force in this lineup where everyone else has had injuries or struggled. Who Randy has been for this team, and especially on that day, the best to ever do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious about his free agency this year, making 15 in arbitration. He's 31 right now. Like, what does his free agency bring? I mean, you're probably looking at what, like 4 or 5 years. Starts with a 1. That's for sure. Very curious to see who gets them, but you're going to get a guy who's just consistently done it. Body looks great to me.
Yeah, he's also on Jake's meter of does the ball go as far as you think? Like that home run he just hit, show that again. Webb, who's been amazing for the Cubbies. Randy, I mean, that's a low and away slider that he gets, but it's center at Seattle. I don't know. I think he's built, like, I know we're sneaking up on NFL season. Like Randy Arozarena would be like a Hall of Fame punt returner.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Like I think he's electric. He's electric in everything he does.
Am I a little heightist when I think like the guys that I think are going to age well are just a little shorter, like Jose Ramirez? I think Alex Bregman's going to age really well. Randy Arozarena, 5'10". I think like the blood doesn't have to pump as far through the body.
There's something there. I think the comparison I would use, like for a lot of people with cars, like the more things you need to maintain, that just means more things that can break.
Yeah.
And these little tight bodies.
Yeah.
Baby. Randy's having an amazing year, had an amazing day, a historic player in his own right, for a couple different reasons. Excited to talk about his free agency. I wonder if Seattle fans are. There were so many walk-off guys, Coach Trev. Bohm, Duran, Edman, Rogers, Sanoa. We talked about him a lot. Vargas, Wheel here. Zach Neto hot? Yeah. Always pitchers. Who's on in Fuego?
Dirt Nasty's on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Louis Robert Jr. going up against his former team. Goes 4 for 10, 2 homers, 3 runs driven in. He went 2 for 5 with 2 homers and 3 runs in his second game back at Wrigley Field since the White Sox traded them this year. And on Sunday, he robbed Jake Rogers of a homer. And it was his second, third, and fourth career game in left field. Didn't matter. Still goes up and gets it. He's one of those guys. I know his career probably hasn't gone the way that everyone thought. I mean, it really hasn't. But when he does go on these hot streaks, you remember the kind of like tools and the kind of athlete that he is.
Yeah.
He's still a specimen. How about another outfielder? Different kind of look. Kyle Isbell, 5 for 11, a double, 2 homers, 6 runs driven in for the Royals. Alex Bregman mentioned him. Good tight body. Love your mechanics. 4 for 12, 3 homers, 6 runs driven in that Cubs series. He had 2 homers on Friday. In the second one, tied the game versus Andres Munoz. He's got 8 homers, 22 runs driven. He's hitting 300 with a 1 dot in August of this year. What about Tim Tawa? Always say his name, Jake. He goes 6 for 12, a double homer, 3 runs driven in. Looks like adult special right there for the week. Second base for Boston's been interesting. How about Nick Sogard?
How about
11 for 22, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in on the series. This next guy, we talked about him a lot already. Tatis getting hot, and that is a welcome sign for Padres fans. So welcome that I'm going to have to wear a Ryan Cohen faced T-shirt on our next episode of Talkin Baseball.
Wow.
Because that was the bet for him and me in the Twins series.
Man.
12 for 25, 2 doubles, 4 homers, 11 runs. 12 of Tatis' 17 homers have come in the second half, and that's tied with Pete Kromstrong for the Major League leads since the All-Star break. I talked about him opening his stance in June. In April and May, he slugged 318 since he opened his stance in June. What's he slugging? 528. You love that for him. Max Muncy continues to go for the Dodgers, 7 for 18, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 7 runs driven in. He's got an OPS of 1.084 on pitches, 95 or above. It's the best in the NL. You're not supposed to do that when you get to Muncy's age. You're just not supposed to. But you're a dog. Okay. Spencer Jones, like him. When I see him hit well, it's cool. He's big.
Okay.
I like it.
Speaking of Ryan Cohen.
Ryan Cohen's childhood friend. You're right about that. 8 for 21, double, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in. Give me your 10-second Spencer Jones take. Go.
Our favorite part of Spencer Jones, he's been sent down twice this year. Every time he's come back up, it looks like he's improved. So
like that.
To quote Pat Murphy, work hard.
Work hard. Bobby Witt Jr., just another 9 more season. 10 for 27, double, 2 homers, 5 runs driven in. 35th stolen base of the season. He's tied for the AL lead because he does everything on the field. That's who's in Fuego.
Little in Fuego checklist. I think Muncy got Ashcraft, and I was just like, dude, you're disgusting. And then Kyle Isbell turning on balls. Nick Sogard.
Yeah.
Couple things here. One, when you're limited action up until this point of the season, you can change your whole season still. August 13th, August 16th, a 663 OPS. August 23rd, an 828. Yep. Cousin of Eric Sogard. Nephew of Steve Sachs and Dave Sachs, who both played baseball. So how about
Eric Sogard's who I played against him.
Correct.
He was a
Glasses, brewer, popped around. He played.
He played. He's a good player. Yeah.
He played A's, right? Yeah.
Yeah. A's is probably what I remember him from. Yeah. He was a good player.
Yeah. I mean, he played 2010 to 2021. I mean, not a lot of, a full season and a lot of full seasons in the middle there. Wow. More war, Trevor Plouffe. Let's do the tough part of the show.
Hey man, you've been struggling lately. It's time to pick it up.
These are guys who are struggling. We're trying to get them on in Fuego. Try to leave Jake's party and head to Trev's party is what we're trying to do here. It's always Abimelec Ortiz, the big man who's been DHing and playing first base for the Nats, replacing Luis Garcia Jr. He's in a 1 for 26. Julio Rodriguez. It's the time he's supposed to stay hot. He's in a 2 for 26. Fifth lowest OPS with runners in scoring position. Hate that. Royce Lewis, Trev, what's going on?
He'll be okay.
Okay, 2 for 22. And why he'll probably be okay, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s in a 3 for 28. So it really comes for everyone. Jonah Heim in the 2 weeks, a 1 for 31. Hello. Francisco Alvarez, a 4 for 30. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of catchers. Little catcher's knee come August. Young Cole Young in a 5 for 45. And Brandon Nimmo, 8 for 50. His OPS is 746, the lowest it's been since early July. The good news is hopefully those guys can come off. And the good news is they're not on this list. It's the IL. Michael Garcia, hammy, 4+ weeks. We're starting to get to the point of the season where we're running out of weeks, people. Ryan McMahon, left thumb. We'll see what that means. Andre Palante, 2 to 3 weeks, right elbow. He's had a very nice season. Josh Smith, new to Toronto. Let's see what's going on there. Jacob Wilson out for the season. Hunter Dobbins, forearm tightness. That's scary. Andy Pages, 4+ weeks, a fractured left hand. Like, he's been so important to the Dodgers this year. Let's see what develops there. Brandon Donovan can't catch a break this year. Him and our guy, Wade Meckler, concussions. Mike Soroka, as Dalt mentioned. Ryan Weathers, as I mentioned. Sean Ewell, who'd been hot for the Halos. The good news is if you go on the IL, you can come off. And Spencer Arrighetti made his Blue Jays debut. Daniel Palencia, all-story Ellie out of that Chicago Cubs bullpen. Carlos Vargas for Seattle. Vladito. Cody Bellinger for the Yanks. Tyler Freeman, triple? I think I saw one of those. James Outman for Detroit. And Yusei Kikuchi for the Halos, bringing it home. Let's bring home this episode. Awards brought to you by SeatGeek. Talkin 2026. 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek.
I'm going with the nothing Jon Snow award. I'm going to keep it Thrones here.
Man.
Have I transitioned from Talking Baseball to Thrones?
Seems like it.
Power is power.
As I get older and I'm just a little more like, not as happy and cheerful. I'm more like dark and wanting death all the time. That's a weird thing to say. I sent over our preseason rankings on our Talking Baseball chat. It's fun to go back and look at what we had because you and I do that exercise right after we do TPP. So we feel like we have the full information and, we kind of like put ourselves on the line. So I wanted to see, okay, let's go back here and let's just go and see like who did better because there's going to be misses. I know my biggest miss is having the New York Mets at number 3 in the preseason power rankings. They have not been a factor in the season at all. And that was my biggest miss. But, I got some right as well. I think you did really good with the top. We both missed on the Mariners a little bit, although the story is not completely written yet on the Mariners. Are they getting hot now? Is Randy going to save everything? Can they go on a miraculous run? If you look at your board, do you have one that really stands out for you?
Team-wise?
Yeah.
How do you mean stand out? Because
like as your worst pick.
I'll be honest with you. A team that, again, it was very unpopular, and I'm going to try to use it in future seasons because I was just nervous about them. I think you guys all know I wasn't big on Toronto heading into this year. but I kind of like was giving them grace as they won the American League. They should have won the World Series. I didn't like what it looked like on paper this year, that putting it on 5 was me kind of being on autopilot, that I would have had them a little lower. I mean, Detroit's obviously been horrible, but Toronto's the one that stands out for me, that I felt like I wasn't being true to myself.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, I also feel that way with the New York Mets. My pick there, I did believe in Toronto. I mean, coming back, I think we have to maybe take into account World Series stuff and how it can affect you. I did think Toronto had a chance, and they still are. They're still in it. We'll see how that goes out. But 4th best team in baseball, no. Mets 3rd best team in baseball, no. Mariners 2nd best team in baseball, not at all. I think you could look at the San Francisco Giants for you.
Yeah,
that's another one that ended up being a bad pick. But I kind of ran all the numbers here, and if you look at our average miss per team, I missed by 7.5 spots, and you missed by 7.2 spots. Your top 10 hits, you have 6 out of 10. I have 5 out of 10. The biggest difference and why I'm giving you the win on the preseason rankings is the Milwaukee Brewers. You had it right. You went with your gut there. Best record in baseball. You had them too. That's what the power rankings have been. Basically, Dodgers and Brewers back and forth. We even had Pat Murphy on to discuss the disrespect I gave the Brewers at 10. I thought I had them in the right position, Jake, but you ended up having them where they need to be. 81-50, best record in baseball. That was a huge one. You were better on Atlanta than I was. You had them at 9. I had them on 14. Basically, this whole thing is to tell you it's so difficult. And what are we talking about? Parity and all these things when it's the baseball season at 162 is just so hard to tell. And when you look back at these boards, yeah, there might be a pick or two that you're happy with and you're proud of. But for the most part, it's an absolute crapshoot. And it's that way every single freaking year. We know nothing. I can't wait to run. When you said earlier in this episode that those playoff matchups, I legitimately got chills. We've been going through the dog days. Sometimes, it just baseball all melds together. We're getting there, people. We are getting to the sprint. We're almost in 3 days. We'll be exactly 4 weeks out from the end of the regular season. I can't wait.
So what math did you do? Did you do power rankings compared to current standings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so the spots I'm talking about, that's where they're at in the actual standings.
Okay. Which, hey, there's still I want to follow up on this because I still think there's going to be a big standing shuffle between especially those AL teams and a couple of the other ones. But I like the exercise you did there. And yeah, I'm trying to think there was a team when we were doing power. Was it Tampa that we did power rankings and we're like, yo, this team, we've gone up a tier. I forget. I would have to go through that because obviously they've been great this year. But there was a team, I think it was Tampa, when we were going through power rankings that we're like, wait, this team is.
Yeah.
Compared to the teams we had been doing in power rankings, we were like, this is better. I don't know what it means in the AL East, and we didn't project them to be number 1, but we were like, they have a chance to be good. And that just shows, because that was Toronto last year. I think Toronto, and by the way, the people do the power rankings, and that's what we sort through. I think Toronto was 22nd or something last year, and then they ended up winning the AL. So there's, especially some of the conversations we're about to have this offseason about parity and CBA and how you build your team and all that. Baseball still, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. Milwaukee's just doing it the best by far.
I will never, ever
Skin a cat.
Listen to Jolly Olive again.
Oh.
I cannot believe he knows ball, and he just led me astray, man. That's tough.
He forgot the one fatal flaw with his organization. Their name. Trev, we've already been chewing, but I'm gonna keep chewing. Screw it. Dog days for everyone. I'm gonna go with the Everything is Negotiable award. And I'm on my couch last night. It was a nice long weekend. There was a going away party for Sam at our company, who people that know our company know that Sam is the heart, soul, and more of our company. So that's tough. But that was a nice Friday night. The John boys were out, which don't always get that. But it was a delightful time. Joe's McFly, fantastic. Couple drinks. I felt the drinks starting to catch up with me. I got out of there kind of early. Called
Good
it.
for you.
Can't make a casserole of myself in front of everyone. And the next day, I had a 2-year-old birthday party for one of my best friends from growing up. I have a group of friends I'm very lucky that I've known since before kindergarten, which as I start to get up there in age, I've known these guys for 30 plus years. It's nuts. It's crazy. And now dude, sent a picture to my mom. There's kids everywhere, and she's so happy. Because she's known literally like one of our jokes is our older sisters were friends. So when they started playing like peewee soccer at age 5, we were like the 2-year-olds on the sideline, and we just stayed friends. Like we didn't venture out. And it's awesome. I didn't realize till later in life that not everyone has that I'm very appreciative of how long I've known those guys, and they know where the bodies are buried, and if any one of them needed me, I would do something for them. So it was a nice little fulfilling Saturday, watching everyone's littles run around, and now they're friends, and what a delightful time. I find myself on Sunday. We record Talkin Yanks. Yanks win the series. Yeah, baby. I'm with my guy Jimmer. Life's good. I go home, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I watch some Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, obviously? I was like, oh, the Little League World Series Classic game is on, and it's Brewers Braves. I was like, yeah, I'm going to lock in. Absolutely. So I turn it on, and I'm doing the baseball debate of like, how much am I going to lock in? Because that's one of the beauty of baseball. And then I remembered, I think they were about to interview Manfred, and I was having flashbacks. Like, I believe it was a year ago, Manfred basically announced that they were going to expand. Or maybe it was even 2 years ago. Because they get them live for an inning. And I'm always curious, because ESPN, they haven't had the best relationship with Major League Baseball for the past few years, that I can't tell how much of the interview is like pre-planned and take it easy on Uncle Rob. And I don't know how much it is Eduardo and Carl being like, we got him for a couple minutes. Like, let's do this dance. So they interview Uncle Rob. He does great per usual. And there's a lot going on, and sometimes that's been the baseball complaint with the ESPN broadcast, that it's like, hey, we're there to watch the game. You don't have to interview a manager every inning or a player every inning. But it's also the Little League World Series, so screw it. And they have Garrett Mitchell, who's becoming a celeb of this program, and he gives Carl Ravitch a big, nice live mic shout-out. And then Chris Sale hops on the mic and does the same. And, like, very, there's something to giving a pat on the back. And then there's something to really being like, hey, I'm taking my time, and I'm taking your time, and this is what I'm going to talk about. And then I was kind of sitting there, and a couple of the baseball people in my life, we start sending texts, because the Carl stuff, it started getting heavy. And then, like, Eduardo started laying it on, a guy he's been in the booth with for a long time. And, like, we're two contending teams late in the game in a close game. And you're wondering, Carl's trying to be a professional and talk about, the hit through the hole and all that stuff. And Eduardo's kind of like, screw it, man, because this is one regular season game, and you're someone that's dedicated your life to this. So I start spinning on the couch a little bit, man, and maybe a little medically induced as well. But I'm like, 33 years, Carl Ravitch. 33 years. OG Sports Center. OG ESPN, that a lot of the people listen to this show. And if you don't know, like I'm sure you've already heard, if you're a young blood and you just consume stuff on YouTube and stuff, it was ESPN. That was it. Like, that was the option. That's where the amount of replays you would watch to hear the same joke or watch the same catch or see the same highlight. Just because if you were a sports junkie, that was it. That's where you got it. And Carl was one of those guys that what really triggered me was Carl. They have Manfred on, and, they're doing the interview, and and hey, how are you, and what's next for baseball, and blah, blah. And Carl just dropped it was very casual, but he's like, yeah, Rob, this is one of my favorite events in a year. If you got any strings you can pull, let me know. Got a little side of the mouth, but also a little not. And here's what I know. Everything's negotiable. So, hey, they did layoffs, and I don't know. It's Disney. It's ESPN. It's big time. It's become big time. Part of the reason it became big time was people like Carl Ravitch, and he stayed, which, you could spin that different ways. But, Dan Patrick and some of the other guys that went on to do other things, and I don't know what opportunities Carl had along the way, but he stayed, and he's been there for 33 years. And if he wants to still call the Little League World Series games, I don't know. Everything's negotiable, man. So I don't know if it's full-time. I don't know if it's part-time. And maybe he's got a different opportunity that's going to come up and be better for him. Maybe done. Maybe he's just going to swing the sticks and be on a lake and enjoy all of it. But, yeah, I think something you've brought up before, Trev, is like via social media, we're not as freaked out by anything anymore because we get so much news and information. Like, whatever it could be. It could be animal content. Like, new animal found in the ocean. It eats sharks. And you're just like, oh, okay, next. It's like, oh, new planet discovered. Okay, next. Another round of layoffs happen. And you're just like, oh, okay, next. Like, I've seen it. It just happens in our industry. So Carl can do whatever he wants, in my opinion. I think if he wants to call Little League games, I think we can figure that out. I also, me and Trev start talking about the simulation and life and all that. I don't know where I'm going to be in 23, 30 years. And if there's some little twerp that's got a forum to talk about ball on, I don't know. I hope they'd say something because Carl's given the game a lot. Going back to baseball night or baseball tonight and Sunday night and all that. So shout out to Carl, one of the few Talkin Baseball co-hosts as well.
Yeah, how about that? I love Carl. You talked about ESPN being like it and like all you watch. How many times did you in your childhood watch Sports Center like back to back or like the second time through?
Every
like,
day.
You knew exactly what highlights were coming.
Every day.
Like,
that was it.
Yeah. Baseball Tonight the same way. That was an absolute staple in my household. And when Carl was on this show, he said that he loves doing the Little League stuff more than anything he's ever done. He's accomplished a lot in this world. So definitely as Chris Rose would say, a tip of the cap to our guy Carl. But I gotta imagine he's gonna do something. And if not, I'll boot Chris Rose and it'll be me and Carl Ravitch doing baseball today.
Vamos.
Onwards and upwards, Carl. Come on over.
Didn't need to land there. But yeah, man, I'm interested in the next chapter, and I'm sure he is. And man, talk about it. I still don't know how to juggle that because they laid him off and said, hey, if you still want to call games and do the Little League World Series, you can. Which that's an interesting one, man. Imagine the organization telling you like we're done with you, but if you want to do the thing you love,
we have nobody
can.
to replace you.
Crazy. So I don't know. Team Carl, everything's negotiable, and even if maybe things work out even better, that he plays some golf and he could still come in for that. Maybe someone else, Carl finds a new opportunity, and then a new Carl comes in and takes over Little League. I don't know. The world works like that sometimes, but I'm glad the appreciation train came out because it got a little heavy on the broadcast last night, man. Yeah. Like when Chris Sale says, hey, give me a minute. You're giving Chris Sale a minute. And then good for Eduardo for laying it on. And obviously Carl playing through it because that's a weird feeling, man. I'm one of the worst people at taking compliments in the world. You see me getting my squirreliest. If someone says something genuinely nice to me, I get stepbrothers, like I almost want to punch you. Carl was doing that live on the air. So shout out to one of baseball's short kings. Is he short? Interesting. He might be too tall for the short kings. Yeah, I think listed 5'10", so he's not in. I mean,
that's like the cutoff. You can go either way. It depends what you want to associate yourself with.
As you start getting a little older, sometimes you come down. Like, we'd love to have you. I don't think Carl wants it. That was awards brought to you by SeatGeek. Code Talkin 2026, 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. Coach, we're doing an Up Wednesday, and then I'm going to see you. It's a floorball weekend. For those that know, you know. Physical. emotional. Couple drinks.
Jake sucks. I'm going sober. I need to have my body in tip-top shape. And it's not right now because my wife keeps making sourdough.
Oh, that's right. But I thought that was good. I thought sourdough's like kind of healthy.
If you put a big piece of salted butter on it, I mean, I don't know.
That's
not great for me.
Doesn't seem like she's doing that. Maybe she is. I don't know.
She makes it herself.
She butter in your bread?